Thank you for those kind words, ma'am. We have this South Indian recipes that we are going to present, and this consists of AP, that is Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Karnataka, Kerala, and Tamil Nadu, which caters to the taste and the nutritional aspects as evidenced by science. Moreover, these recipes, which are incorporated in the menu plan, are cooked on a daily basis in every household. Although these ingredients are local and they are easily available, in this renal menu, we consider this as an integral element because these are handpicked to ensure that the potassium content, the sodium content, the phosphorus content, and the fluid is taken into consideration while we are incorporating this for the renal menu plan. So I would like to, call upon um, Janaki, Dr. Janaki for the AP and the Telangana part of the South Indian menu.
Yeah, thank you, Sandhya. Thank you, Zamrud. Thank you, IDA, for giving me this opportunity to present this menu for Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. So, comparatively, Telangana and Andhra Pradesh also consume non-veg, but we don't consume every day, except for few sect of population in Hyderabad who prefer to eat non-veg. But the quantum of use of non-veg on a day-to-day basis is very limited, and it is cooked with mixed vegetables. Now, coming to the majority population dietary habits, majorly, you all know we use, it's a mix, Hyderabad, Telangana, and Andhra Pradesh. So we still continue to use a lot of South Indian breakfast items. And if you look at the options available for a CKD patient, who is actually, this is a diet plan for CKD patient who was literally advised dialysis, but they were not interested, and we are managing her conservatively. And if you see, because majority of them are actually use rice as a base of the diet, so for them, going to the low protein diet is reasonably easy, but then the amount of vegetables and the number of curries used on a day-to-day basis are more. So the amount of salt actually used is very high. So here we have limited that, and strictly we have advised not to use green leafy vegetables because of the extra load of potassium, because the patient was having high potassium levels. The patient never had any issue with urine output. The patient was constantly having high creatinine and high potassium and somewhat high sodium levels. So this is a diet plan we have planned. So we have just changed the ingredients, but the preparation form is the same. Like we have used sago and brown rice to make dosa, or even plain rice dosas also can be used. Then we also have another preparation with rice, which is made with rice rava and made it into idli. It is not it does not have dal. Then we have availability of brown rice poha also here. So people do make poha or atukul upma or rice semia. And we have used a combination of mild vegetable and coconut chutney. Now coming to the fruit, it is a low potassium fruit, what we advise. Now when we come to lunch, there are one sect of population who are used to eating chapati and little rice, then the other sect of population which is totally rice based. So either they can straight off go for brown rice, boiled brown rice, because this is particularly kept in mind to provide the micronutrients, or they are okay to eat pongal, or otherwise they can go for pulkas, which are made with wheat flour, arrowroot powder, or tapioca powder, because tapioca flour actually has much less protein compared to the arrowroot powder. So vegetables, there is all kinds of vegetables are used here. There is plenty are available, plenty are used. Then dal, very thin dal, and we compulsorily end the lunch with a curd or buttermilk, or something has to be there, otherwise people won't be satisfied. So small quantity is given here. And I didn't we didn't plan for extra snack here because most of the snacks used are or deep fried and with heavy salt. So homemade popcorn, sweet corn, and arrowroot biscuits is what we advised. And also another fruit serving is incorporated here. Then for dinner, either in the form of pulka or two pulkas and little rice, or people also are used to eating dosas, idlis, or upma or pongal made with completely rice and sago, using rice, sago, or tapioca flour. And all vegetables are used. So here I have advised not to use green leafy vegetables because of the challenge of potassium. But all vegetables were allowed because she was continuously following the diet for many days, and fortunately she is able to maintain her diet. So I just wanted to show her. Next slide, please. So this is the photos actually given by the patient only. So this is how it looks. So she's reasonably happy because only with little spices we change the flavors, and there is a variety of vegetables available here. So there is not much of boredom, and oil we didn't restrict much. Thank you.
Can we go to the next
speaker?
Yes, Sandhya.
Yeah, please, Zamrud, go ahead.
Please, Sandhya, please carry on, please.
The next speaker is Ms. Sunita Rao. She would be presenting the Karnataka menu.
I think Sandhya, I think Sunita has a problem. Can we take the next speaker and we come back to Sunita again? Can we have the next Kerala person to speak?
Sure, we can do that.
Thank you.
I would request Soumya to come over and present the Kerala menu.
Good day to all. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, Soumya.
Thank you, ma'am. At the outset, I would like to thank SRNM conference organizers and Sabruth ma'am for giving me an opportunity to present this. So the normal Kerala cuisine features a lot of seafoods, especially fish, and it also has a multitude of vegetarian foods also. So and a lot of green leafy vegetables is also taken by the Kerala people. And fish is eaten almost every day. And similarly, egg and other meats like chicken and beef, not daily but occasionally. But chicken and fish is taken every day. And also, typically, it is accompanied by rice. So I have planned a meal according to this meal preference. So moving to the menu, as you can see, the day starts with a tea. And sometimes as early morning, a black tea or black coffee is also sipped. And if the patient is very particular, we can add an early morning drink to it, considering the fluid conditions of the patients. So coming to the breakfast, as we all know that idli and dosha is the commonest item prepared and is taken with sambar and chutney. And when either idiyappam or any other rice-based foods are prepared, it is accompanied by pulses or green peas. So this is the usual menu. So, but since idli and dosha is having a batter, which is a combination of urad dal and rice, I have advised to combine a non-dal curry, like a vegetable curry with dosa, and if the patient is taking a rice-based breakfast item, he can have a curry which is combining a vegetable and a lentil. And if the patient is, and for the mid-morning, I have added a peeled apple half or cucumber cuts, usually the salad cucumber variety. And for lunch, we can look at the lunch fish curry combination, which is a mandate in most days. And by using a fish in limited amounts provides a good quality protein as well. So it can be incorporated in the renal diet as well. So the vegetables suggested are usually the starchy ones or the gourds. And we also recommend leaching of vegetables considering the potassium and phosphorus values of the patient. And as ma'am was telling earlier, we do not recommend a large amount of green leafy vegetables either in the renal diet. So we can add, even we can add 15 grams of lentils in lunch also. So here I have opted cowpea pumpkin curry, which is typically known as edisheri and is liked by majority of the subjects. And I have added pulisheri, which is a curry made up of curd, which is a very thick one, in which we can add vegetables like cucumber, gourd, and lady's finger, etc., and which ensures a good protein and probiotics in the diet. And coming to the evening tea, I have included a boiled egg white, or even we can suggest a French omelette with vegetables and egg whites. So since I was telling that we follow a non-vegetarian particular diet, so and this egg white combination also gives satiety to the patients. And since we supply only limited pulses, we can ensure a 40-gram protein with an egg white. So, and it is mostly liked by the people also. And another option is the rice flakes and the boiled starchy vegetables. Rice flakes with nuts is well tolerated. And if the protein content is compensated in other meals, we can go for a carbohydrate-rich snacking pattern. And coming to the dinner, we are, I have usually in Kerala, people prefer to have the rice and the fish curry combination, or if the rice gruel and green gram combination. But I have replaced it with semolina, upma, and a vegetable curry, and it ensures the protein, carbohydrate, vegetable combo. And another option is dosha and chapati with any other vegetable curry. So since dosha is having an urad dal and rice combination, so it can have a vegetable combo also. And I have suggested half-peeled apple, which can be taken along with the meal course. And sometimes patients are very particular that they need something as dessert. So I have added half apple there. And so this is a typical Kerala renal menu, and usually in Kerala, coconut is also used in every curry we make. And I have considered that also while calculating the nutritive value. So the menu is providing around 2000 kilocalories. And again, I have cut down on the fat intake to ensure that any other complications is not coming in the way. Thank you.
Thank you, Soumya. I would like to call Dr. Meenakshi Bajaj for presenting the Tamil Nadu menu.
At the outset, am I audible?
Yes, yes.
At the outset, I'm grateful to Zamrud and SRNM Con team for the opportunity to be talking on low protein diet in Tamil Nadu. So as the menu very clearly says, and we've already had the nutrition prescription on hand, I would straight shot go into the menu. Here, the present slide talks of normal potassium, but phosphorus restriction and sodium restriction. So we will take into account the invisible sodium and the added salt. The added salt would not cross 2 grams per day. So if the patient is a non-diabetic, I would choose on telling the patient to consume a meal with sugar for 1 meal, and so that it's easier to choose on 1 gram of salt for the breakfast and the lunch, or breakfast and dinner, whatever you choose like. So here my only concern is phosphorus. So when I talk of phosphorus, I need to think of milk, which is 1 ml will give me 1 milligram of phosphorus and 1 milligram of potassium. So I need to restrict it to 300 ml in any form. I can choose it either in the form of a kheer or payasam or curd or milk, or in the form of tea or coffee, whichever way, or in the form of paneer also. If I take say 126 ml of milk or 21 grams of paneer, though paneer is not part of South Indian cuisine, but people have started consuming a lot of it. And with fluid restriction on hand, sometimes we need to push it into it in order to get the good quality protein. And if the patient is a vegetarian, it becomes even more difficult. So it's easier to replace the egg whites with the milk in the form of paneer. Now, when it comes to the main dish with breakfast, see, we cannot do without sambar in South India, especially in Tamil Nadu. And we understand that red gram dal is a super bumper lottery of potassium, 300 and odd milligrams of potassium and almost 80 plus milligrams of phosphorus. So if you restrict it to say 25 to 30 grams, which will approximately give you 7 grams of protein, so you take care of the potassium, protein, and the phosphorus. But if you really, if after this restriction of 30 grams also you find the phosphorus and the potassium raising, then you have no choice but to leach it or restrict it even further. And as Soumya very clearly said, that when you choose on urad dal in the idli, then you keep away the lentil in that particular area. So I usually tell them 1 meal a day could be with urad dal, the other one should not be with urad dal. So then when it comes to the fruit here, potassium is not a worry, so it's not my problem, and all fruits are low in phosphorus. When it comes to rice, rice is important. We need to strain away the water if I want to keep my phosphorus on the lower side, because people only concentrate on potassium, they forget the phosphorus. And importantly, ragi and ragi, bajra and jowar. Though ragi is commonly consumed in South, ragi is a bumper source of phosphorus and potassium. You cannot leach it. So better be away from it. And people have gradually started moving into oats. So I think oats and instant cereals are also part of it. We need to be out of the menu. So we need to keep with rice, rice flakes, rice rava, wheat rava, or semia. Some patients have an issue when it comes to the sugars, but still we can manage it with good glycemic control with insulin therapy. And the vegetables here, I've used all the vegetables other than the green leafy vegetables, which are a super source of phosphorus. Greens we do allow, and murunkira is a super source of phosphorus and potassium, but you leach them. So what? As far as the patient is able to consume it. And sago is one thing which is low in potassium and phosphorus, but unfortunately it constipates the patient. So remember that whenever you consume sago in your diet. And when it comes to dinner, as I mentioned to you, that we can use 15 grams of coconut, which comes about 37 milligrams of potassium and 10 milligrams of phosphorus. That's about a handful. Either it's it's coconut, which is 15 grams, which is 3 teaspoons. Fairly good to include it through the day. When it comes to mint or coriander, which is usually part of our chutney preparations, remember that not more than a handful, 20 grams will be able to help us keep the potassium and the phosphorus within the loaf, which is about just a handful. So can I have the next slide, please? I'll quickly just move through in a half a minute, not more than that. So here in this case, the potassium is also an issue. So when I talk of potassium, I need to choose on fruits, obviously, which are low in potassium, say 100 grams, if I choose on apple or pear. But if I choose on other fruits like watermelon, strawberry, or grapes, 75 grams, a little more higher potassium. I keep reducing the quantity, 50 grams and 25 grams, so that the taste is there. At the same time, the energy is provided, ATP, I would say, based on assessment, tailor-made, and practical. And the restriction has to be purely evidence-based. When it comes to potassium, no choice. If you're not able to manage it without, restricting the vegetables too much, then we have to think of leaching. Thank you for your patience.
Thank you, Dr. Meenakshi. The next speaker is Ms. Sunita Rao. She'll be presenting the Karnataka menu.
Thank you, Sandhya, and thank you, team, Dr. Umesh Khanna and Zamrud team for allowing me to present the Karnataka menu here. Now, let me jump into the menu. Basically, this menu represents what most Kannada households eat. And in Karnataka, it is a very common habit to have ragi, because ragi is one of the staples in Karnataka. Unfortunately, ragi goes out of the renal menu because of the very high potassium and phosphorus content in it. But luckily to our rescue comes some of the millets, like the little millet and the proso millet, which are amazingly low in potassium and phosphorus. So I have made use of that in most of the renal patients, of my renal patients. And coming on to the beverage that we generally serve, filter coffee is what is very much preferred in the morning and at tea time here. However, filter coffee, too much of filter coffee could add on to not only the fluids, but also the potassium content. And one thing to note here is instant coffees give a lot of potassium and phosphorus, so it is better to have a diluted filter coffee. And again, in the breakfast, the very conventional breakfast that we have here are basically rice-based, which is huli avalakki or akki roti. This doesn't have pulses or lentils in it. So I have made use of this kind of breakfast recipes so that, the lentils can be managed for lunch and dinner. So here in this huli avalakki, traditionally, we use a lot of tamarind pulp and dry desiccated coconut. But since, again, the dry desiccated coconut and tamarind pulp will add too much of the electrolytes, we have, in this renal menu, I have modified it by using less of the pulp, tamarind pulp, and I have replaced the desiccated coconut with fresh coconut. So what I would want to highlight over here is that, it is not that the tamarind has to be out of the chart. It has to be in a very limited and a reasonable amount. So it can be used, but it has to be in a limited amount. Now moving on, just as for a change, instead of fruit, I have given cucumber slices for the mid-morning snack, or it can be an alternated with buttermilk as well, but keeping in mind the fluid restriction. And for lunch, as I said, the same or the little millet is a millet which is amazingly low in potassium and phosphorus. And so this can be made just as rice, and kutu is a kind of a sambar, where again, the coconut quantity has to be reduced. Basically, what I want to put forth is that the basic ingredients used in a Karnataka cuisine need not be completely eliminated, but it has to be contained. And in this entire menu, I have used low potassium vegetables because my intention here was to give a lot of vegetables. So this diet basically caters to the fact that plant-based diets, which are high in fiber and help in reducing the dysbiosis of the gut, which is so much recommended for CKD patients, is keeping in mind for this particular sample menu. I have two menu plans over here, which approximately give similar amount of electrolytes that are very much in range. So in spite of giving plenty of vegetables and using a combination of lentils, we are able to achieve the potassium in the range and phosphorus in the range that has been prescribed. It is only a play of portion size and selection of the vegetables. So even for dinner, we have khara hugi, which is something similar to, I can equate it to a khichdi. So we have given lentil over here. And in this particular diet, one thing I would want to say is that in case we want to give egg whites, we can swap a portion of lentil with egg whites. So a major thing to note is that the tamarind pulp, coconut, everything can be used, but it has to be used in a limited quantity. With this, thank you.